Tuning, something every diesel owner needs to get right in order to improve longevity and performance. But what is the best tune to daily drive your diesel truck in? Well, that is what I'm going to be investigating in today's video. Trying out new tunes on the EasyLink tuner on my 6.7 Powerstroke and seeing which one you should daily drive your truck in. Today, we are taking a deeper dive into my 6.7 Powerstroke and investigating every single tune on my EasyLink tuner and which one you guys should be running as your daily driver. So I've pretty much driven in every single tune on this truck, from the 0 horsepower tune all the way up to the 250 horsepower Rampage tune. And here's a couple things I have to say about each. So first of all, it kind of all depends on what you're going for, what you're doing with your truck. If you're towing a lot, obviously keeping it in a tow tune or a lower horsepower tune is going to keep those EGTs low while also providing enough power and performance and better fuel economy for you to haul those heavy loads. However, I hardly tow with this truck, so I barely ever run a actual tow tune. Now, if you're looking for something that gets you absolutely amazing fuel economy, going with the higher horsepower tunes is what you're going to run on the EasyLink. Now, when you buy the EasyLink, it comes pre-tuned or pre-programmed with the loaded tunes on it. For me, I got GDP tunes and Duramax tuner tunes. Duramax tuners also does Powerstroke tunes. I haven't tried out any of the tunes from Duramax tuners. However, I have tried out all of them from GDP. But if you are looking for something that's going to get you a great fuel economy while slapping a lot of power down on the street, a 200 horsepower tune or 135 horsepower tune is what you're going to run. I ran this tune for about 500 to 1,000 miles, and I have to say I got between 18 and 21 miles per gallon. 21 miles per gallon being like the absolute best I could get, babying it the whole time. 18 being like the absolute worst. If you are looking to get better fuel economy strictly on the highway, in the city it's kind of a little bit different, but on the highway, on long road trips, running the 200 horsepower tune or the 135 horsepower tune is going to be great for fuel economy. Me personally, I saw about a 1 to 2 mile per gallon increase on the highway whenever I was doing the 200 horsepower tune instead of a lower horsepower tune. However, running those hotter tunes come with its drawbacks. Running a 200 horsepower tune or 135 horsepower tune means that it's going to be a lot harder on your engine. So if you have the stock CP4 pump or you have stock injectors, everything that is stock on this truck, remember guys, it is built for 440 horsepower, not for 550 horsepower. So when you run a lot more horsepower, you're going to be running a lot more fuel through your system, which in turn is going to wear out your parts faster. And for that, I like to use a BG additive lubricity. I'm selling this in the description down below, but I run this myself every tank and I've seen about a mile per gallon increase, and also everything just runs a whole lot smoother on my truck. And if you are going to be running a hotter tune, making sure that you run some sort of lubricity is going to help with the longevity of your CP4 pump, especially if it's completely stock. So here in the States, we have a lower sulfur content in our diesel, which basically means that it's less lubricative than the diesel content from Europe. Running some sort of additive is going to make sure that your diesel fuel has high lubricity throughout the entire time that you're driving your truck. Running this fuel additive will obviously help increase longevity on your truck, but I do not recommend daily driving your truck in a 200 horsepower or a 135 horsepower tune. It's just a little bit too hot of a tune if you're looking for longevity out of your vehicle. Now, that being said, if you have your DCR conversion or you have a CP4 disaster kit on it, run whatever tune you want. I've seen with my truck, I own a 6.7 Powerstroke. I daily drive this truck. I've put in 20,000 miles on this truck, and I've ran every single tune on the EasyLink, and I've made videos about it. What I have seen personally from running these tunes, it's just what I recommend you guys don't do is daily drive it on the 135 or 200 horsepower tune. Obviously do what you want, but I'm just saying, me personally, I would not do it just because you just provide so much more wear and tear on your vehicle. Gives you the ability to romp on it. Like if you have a 200 horsepower tune, it's a lot, you have to be a lot more disciplined to like not beat on it all the time. When I was running the 200 horsepower tune, I wanted to let it eat all the time. The difference between the 75 horsepower tune and the 200 horsepower tune is the transmission. You have to tune the transmission if you're going to do a hotter tune. Now on the 75 horsepower tune, my transmission shifts great. It shifts like butter all the way through all the gears. The torque converter's fine. Everything shifts great all the way to that 6th gear, and it'll actually shift into that 6th gear at around 45 miles an hour. It'll even go in at 40 miles an hour. The hot tunes, the 135 and the 200 horsepower tunes, you can just forget about it shifting into that 6th gear at all. Whenever I was running the 200 horsepower hot tune around the city, it wouldn't want to shift into that 6th gear until about 60 miles an hour, which is horrible once again for fuel mileage. So if you're running your truck around the city, you want to run a 75 horsepower tune just because you're going to get into that 6th gear a lot sooner than if you were to just run the 200 horsepower tune. So that being said, I recommend that you guys daily drive it on the tune that I'm daily driving it now, which is the 75 horsepower tune. This is where I've kind of found the best bang for my buck. I still get pretty good power on the street and I can actually still get in and out of traffic, but in return I still get really good fuel mileage. I get about 15.7 now driving around the city. On the highway I'll get all the way up to 18.8 miles per gallon. That's the highest I've seen it in the 75 horsepower tune. So I still get great fuel economy on the highway. I get great power on the street, and I'm also not adding as much wear and tear on my vehicle. Now, they do offer 0 horsepower options, which is something that if you want to stay really conservative with your truck and really not put any power down and you're just going to grandpa it the whole time, that is a great option as well, the 0 horsepower tune. The fuel mileage is not there. You're going to get horrible fuel mileage. I got about 15 miles per gallon on the highway. highway, and then in the city, I got about 13 miles per gallon. So really bad fuel mileage, and honestly, it's just as bad as stock. So if you're gonna do the 0 horsepower tune, don't be looking for fuel economy, just be looking for, I guess, longevity in that aspect. I personally just wouldn't daily drive it in the 0 horsepower tune just because it's, one, not as fun, and two, you don't get as good as fuel mileage, and also the power's just not there. It's really not that fun to daily drive it in. And if I'm gonna be daily driving a vehicle, I wanna have a little bit of fun, and I wanna have the best fuel economy I can get while having that fun. So, and without destroying anything. So if you wanna kind of do everything, like I said earlier, the best bang for your buck, the 75 horsepower tune is gonna be the spot where you wanna be at. So for those of you guys who have the EasyLink tuners and you are tuned with GDP, you have a lot of different options when it comes to tuning. GDP actually updates their tunes every single month to 2 months. It just depends on what they kind of do when they update them. But this last month, they actually launched a Rampage tune, and that actually added 250 horsepower to this 6.7 Powerstroke. Now, I actually tried this tune out about a month ago, and I have to say that the power is insane, and I actually shaved off a whole second off my 0 to 60. However, I didn't really want to push my luck and try to test the fuel mileage on that tune just because it was so freaking powerful. Personally, guys, I just would not try it in that tune just because bound to blow something up, and it is just not the best tune to daily drive in. If you guys have daily drive in that tune, I really want to know what it's like to daily drive it, because I'm not going to risk it. I have stock CP4, I have stock fuel, stock injectors. The only thing I'm running right now is the additive, so I don't want to push my luck and really blow up my daily driver. If I'm going to push my luck on something, it's going to be that 6.0. So that's what I'm saying is, like, if you guys are going to do the Rampage tune, just do it a switch on the fly, let her eat for like one time, and then switch it back to your 75 horse tune. Got to say, guys, the Rampage tune was probably one of the most fun I've ever had in an actual, on the EasyLink tuner. It is hands down the most fun I've had driving a tune. I was so fast, so quick. I rolled a ton of coal. I really had a blast driving that tune. It also comes with a warning sign, guys, that says it exceeds your vehicle's fuel capabilities if you have stock fuel. That's why I was kind of nervous about it when I was putting on that tune, because it's so hot that it exceeds the fuel system's capabilities. So you want to make sure that you tread lightly with that tune and use it at your own risk, I guess you could say. Now, there's a couple more tunes that I haven't really dabbled in on the EasyLink, and there are a couple that I am going to dabble in right now in this video, and that is the Banana Smoothie tune. So this tune is supposed to hiss at idle. That is what they basically market it as on the GDP website. It is the Banana Smoothie tune. It either rumbles or it hisses. I don't know which one I have yet, so I'm going to install it for you guys on this video. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it up in the 75 horsepower tune, and then I'm going to go ahead and change it to the Banana Smoothie tune and see exactly what the difference is. So there's a lot of new people to the 6.7 Powerstroke game, and a lot of people that have had older diesel trucks that are now expiring, I guess you could say, especially the people with the 6.0s and 6.4s, and they're having to buy newer diesels. So 6.7s, this one is great. I want to let you guys know that if you are going to buy a tune, buy the EasyLink. Do not buy the Minimax. I've seen a ton of people try to buy the Minimax and fail, and it just doesn't do what the EasyLink does. And I'm going to put you guys outside the cab and show you guys what the 75 horsepower tunes do a little bit of revving, and then I'm going to put the Banana Smoothie on it. I'm going to fire it up here and show you guys what it sounds like out there. And yeah, let's do it. Now I'm going to install the Banana Smoothie here. All right, guys, so it's finished installing. Now I'm going to see if it makes a difference in sound at all. So fire it up here. I hear it a little bit. I hear it a little bit. It's definitely got a different hiss, I'm not gonna lie. You guys can hear it, right? Let me... Dude, it sounds like a hissing noise. You can definitely tell a little bit of a difference from the 75 horsepower tune and this tune. I'm gonna rev it up a little bit and see what happens. Dude, that actually is kind of crazy. That is a little bit more hissing than I thought. It did not sound like that, guys, when I first installed it. It sounds a lot better than the 75 horse tune. That's crazy. You guys can hear right there it sounds a little bit different in the Banana Smoothie. I kind of like it a lot. It's actually really cool. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it in this tune though. As you guys heard right there, that is the sound of the Banana Smoothie tune. A little bit different, a little bit higher hiss at idle. That's what it's kind of for. It's for cold starts to high idle a little bit earlier, so that way your engine warms up a little bit quicker than if you don't cold start it. If you're looking for power and fuel mileage, the higher horsepower tunes like the 135 and the 200 horsepower tunes are gonna be the way to go. If you are looking for just a daily driving tune that you can kind of get away with, slapping a little bit of power down without hurting anything
internally, the 75 horsepower tune is a great way to go as well. If you guys want to pick up the EasyLink tuner and also the BG Lubricity and also the Powerstroke Central merchandise, it'll be in the description down below where you guys can get that. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out.